Now, I know how difficult it is when you really want to breastfeed and you're just not producing enough. You try and you try and you try and you think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get the milk out? It's magic tea for me. Today I thought I would do a video on how to increase your breast milk supply. If you're watching this video, you've probably done all your research already, just like I did when I had Nevaeh. I struggled with my milk supply with her. This time round it's a different story, but with Nevaeh, yeah, I did struggle. I spent so long Googling, watching videos, trying everything to try and increase my milk supply. You probably read it all, tried it all, maybe it didn't work, which is why you're here. When I was struggling, I tried it all. I ate so much porridge, so many oats, made oat cookies, which were very yummy, so that was fine. I didn't mind trying that one. They were delicious, but didn't work. The warm flannel on your boobs, massaging them, fenugreek tablets. I'm pretty sure I actually had, was it garlic tablets at one point, which I'd read was meant to help. Didn't do nothing for me. Obviously everyone is different. What works for me might not work for you. What works for you might not work for me. We're all different. I'm not telling you this is going to work, but it might, so it's worth trying. Nothing I tried worked with Nevaeh, and I really wanted to breastfeed her, so it was really important to me that I found something. So I didn't give up. I was like, right, that didn't work, try the next thing. That didn't work, try the next thing. And eventually I found a tea. I found a tea called Mother's Milk Tea. Promotes healthy lactation, naturally caffeine-free herbal tea. Now, in the supermarkets this isn't cheap. I will leave below the website which I actually get it from, which is a lot cheaper. On Amazon it's very expensive. Don't bother looking on there. You get 16 tea bags in a box, but I make them last a long time. What has it got in it? A fair few ingredients in there. It's got fennel, it's got coriander, it's got fenugreek, blessed thistle herb, spearmint. It's got different things. The one I like the sound of is organic marshmallow root. That sounds rather good to me. When I read that it had fenugreek in, I thought, I've had the tablets, they didn't do anything, why would this work? But I've read all these good reviews saying how amazing it was, and I was stuck for ideas, so I thought, I'll try it. What have I got to lose? I'll try it. And I'm very glad that I did. But yeah, what I do is I will boil the kettle, completely fill the jug, put 2 tea bags in, some sweeteners, and I will just leave that. You can drink it warm obviously, but I prefer it cold, so I will literally just leave it until it's cold, drink mugs full of it, and then when it's empty, I'll do it again. I'll fill up the jug and I'll do it again, and I'll probably get 3 jugfuls out of it. With Nevaeh, all I had was the tea. Now with Leo, this time round, breastfeeding is a completely different story. I have had way too much milk supply, to the point where I can't actually breastfeed Leo directly from the boob because it comes out too quick, he chokes, and even the midwife said how much supply I had and how fast it was coming out. Originally I was having to pump for him because of that reason. I pumped the milk and give it to him in a bottle. If you've seen my how we deal with colic and reflux video, then you'll know that I have to pump the milk now anyway because he has to have Carabel powder. Either way, I would have had to pump the milk, whether it was because of my milk supply or whether because he needs this powder, which is a lot easier just to put in milk in a bottle rather than faff about, but you'll know all about that if you've seen my video. But yeah, this time round it's a completely different story. I have way too much milk. I have a freezer drawer full of milk. Before I actually gave birth to Leo, I thought to myself, I struggled the first time round, this is probably going to be the same, so I bought loads, absolutely loads of this tea. I wanted to stock up because I thought I would struggle. and obviously I haven't. So I don't actually need to drink this. If there's been a day or two where I've been really busy and haven't been able to pump, normally I try to pump every 2 hours, sometimes 2 to 3 hours. If there's been a day where I've struggled, if I've been out and about or been a hectic day with the kiddies, whatever reason, if I haven't been able to pump and then my milk struggles because of it like the next few days, I'll have some tea and it'll sort me right out. It's like, it's magic tea for me. If I am due on, like the hormones affect my milk supply, or if I'm stressed, or if I've been struggling with my migraines, I use essential oils such as peppermint, which is not good for milk supply. If I have to use that a lot, which I have been recently, then my milk supply does dip. It's when I get these out and they sort me out. 2 months ago my milk really did dip because I was using a lot of peppermint essential oil. It was hard to know what to do because obviously I need the milk supply for Leo, but my migraines were absolutely terrible. So I needed to use the oil to help my head, but then my milk struggled because of it. My mum got me a doTERRA fennel oil. doTERRA oils are so pure, so strong, they are amazing. I literally would not be without them. I might do a separate video on the oil. Fennel is in this tea, I think. Did I say fennel was in here? Yes. Organic bitter fennel fruit. So fennel is already in here, but to boost it even more, drop of fennel oil in the tea, in the jug of tea that I make. If I was going out for the day, I would pour the tea into a big bottle, so I would take that with me, and then I would just pour hot water on the tea bags left in the jugs. When I get home, I've got a brewed tea, a brewed jug of tea, and I would take tea bags in the changer bag with me, so wherever I was, as long as there was a kettle, so if I was at my friend's house, my mum's house, my granddad's house, wherever, I could make extra tea if I needed it. With Nivea, I remember really struggling, pumping and pumping. Back then I used double electric pump, and I remember being plugged into this machine for like 40 minutes and all I was getting was 2-3 ounces. This time, originally I used a machine, but now I just hand pump because I find it a lot easier. If I don't use the tea now, I pump 5 ounces at a time, which is absolutely fine. If I have the tea and the oil, I will get between 7 and 9 ounces out, which is amazing. Now, I know how difficult it is when you really want to breastfeed and you're just not producing enough, and it's heartbreaking because you try and you try and you try and you think, what's wrong with me, why can't I get the milk out, and you don't want to give up because you want to feed your baby. Now obviously if you formula feed, if you do a bit of both, that's absolutely fine. Do what you need to do, what you need and what your baby needs. Do what works for you. But if you're like me and you're adamant you want to breastfeed, then I would definitely recommend getting this tea. It works wonders for me. Again, it might not work for you, but what have you got to lose? And I 100% recommend the doTERRA fennel oil. I will leave my mum's page below because she actually sells the 100% recommend, and this is coming from the girl that's got a cupboard full of this tea, which I got before Leo was born, and now I've got it as backup if I need it. If my milk drops, have a jug of tea and it's fine. But I really hope this helps someone. Let me know if you try it and it works. I would really love to know if it helps you, and yeah, I'll see you next time.